Hey everyone, what is going on? And welcome back to more battles. So these are battles that I did in the Ultra Premier Cup. So basically you can't use Legendaries, Mythicals, or Ultra Beast, but you can use XL Pokemon. So the team I'm using is a Double Dog team with Scrafty and Umbreon in the back with Charizard in the lead. You can use the Shadow Charizard. It may actually be better because it's just so strong. The damage is unreal. But I don't have one built. So I'm using a regular one. And yeah, the backline obviously has to avoid Charm users, right? Because they don't like Charm. But Charizard, of course, is resisting Charm. But yeah, it worked out really well for me. I did really well with this team. I got this team idea from somebody I battled. So I don't know who it was. You know, it wasn't a content creator. I don't know who it was. But shout out to whoever you are if you happen to watch this video. And we battled. I did lose to that trainer. But either way, Glade's coming back in. We're going to be able to hit it with this heavy-hitting foul play. We do pick up a shield. Can I make it to another foul play? They're going to go ahead and throw, so that's good. So maybe I could have made it to another foul play, but because they're throwing, I'll just let them throw, and I could bring in my Charizard. And we're going to see a switch out into Lantern. And of course, we're going to switch out into this Umbreon right now. We up a shield, which is really nice. Umbreon is so tanky, so you definitely want Umbreon as the best buddy. And mine does have the ribbon, but I didn't equip. I didn't equip it. I wasn't walking it just because I didn't care. But generally, obviously, you do want it best buddy. So that's why mine is not getting that best buddy boost for those curious. It's also not a hundo, although I do have a hundo. I got a hundo after this one that I didn't build yet. Actually, I think I did build it, but I don't have it best buddied. I don't know. But either way. Maybe it's best buddy, but I didn't build it. I'm not sure. But regardless, yeah, so this is looking pretty good for us. We're just going to be able to spam these foul plays into this Lantern. So foul play is coming out. We do pick up that shield there, final shield from the opponent. My opponent is going to go ahead and throw an attack as well. I think I actually just let this go. It doesn't KO, and it's going to be a Surf. So yeah, and I try to get off a foul play. Unfortunately, I click on a Snarl before getting off that foul play. So now I do have to shield this. And yeah, going to be a Surf. I do go ahead and throw. Even if they caught, a foul play would have done a lot, or if not KO'd the Gallade, so it would have been fine. I'm going to go ahead and switch out immediately, anticipating them to switch out right away. They don't switch out immediately, but they do switch out after they see I switch out, so now I'm going to be able to KO with Blast Burn, and now we're just going to be able to farm that Lantern down, and we're going to be able to take that game, and that's going to be a great game. Very well played to my opponent. Yeah, this team worked out really well. It is expensive. We have a couple XL Pokemon, right? But the good thing is, I mean, Charizard's not an XL Pokemon, but it does need that Wing Attack and Blast Burn, both legacy moves. Umbreon is an XL one, but with Umbreon, we did have an EV Community Day, so hopefully maybe you have enough for that. And then Scrafty, of course, is expensive. So Charizard versus Charizard. So you could go straight Blast Burn. The way I've been playing it is I've been charging up for the Blast Burn, going double Dragon Claws, and then they'll be able to get off another attack against me, but I could shield that and farm down. That's how I've been playing it, but you could go straight Blast Burn like my opponent did. So now I shield this one, and I could just Wing Attack down the opposing Charizard, but you do have to go down a shield doing it this way. But we're going to be able to farm down, and we do have energy, a Blast Burn, ready for whatever comes in. And it's going to be a Snorlax, so I'm going to be able to fire off this Blast Burn into the Snorlax, and it will do a lot, so they do go ahead and respect it. Down goes Charizard, so of course Scrafty is coming in, very nice. Now we are weak to Superpower, but one Superpower is not going to be enough to KO a Scrafty, even from a Shadow Snorlax, right? So I'm going to go ahead and throw this Power Punch right now, very nice. My opponent will be able to get off an attack, but I just let it go. No, never mind, I don't let it go, I shield it. And now my opponent switches, and it's going to be Obstagoon, so you love to see it. This is a great matchup. For some reason, I thought I let that Superpower go, but no, I guess I shielded it, because I'm like, well, I guess I'd rather shield the first one. I guess that's why. But either way, this is beautiful. We're going to go ahead and go for this Power Punch. And I just need to counter that down. And I mean, honestly, we're resisting those licks. Look how much damage my attacks are doing. We still have an Umbreon that would be able to get to an attack, even if they shield us. Just throw the Power Punch, no doubt about it, and we can farm down the Snorlax. I can farm down the Snorlax, and that is going to be a great game. Very well played to my opponent. Let's go ahead and move on. Charizard into Escavalier. Great matchup for us. Obviously they're going to switch. It's going to be Dragonite. So Dragonite is kind of tough. When Dragonite safe swaps in, I usually just throw a Dragon Claw. They have been shielding. And then I'm going to go ahead and pivot out into Umbreon. So the thing about Dragonite now, of course it has Superpower, so it still has play against Umbreon. But we're not going to die to one Superpower, so I don't anticipate the Superpower to be thrown first. And I basically, since we already got a shield, I want to get it to 2 foul plays. I let this one go, even if it's a Superpower. It's not, it's a Dragon Claw. We do have 2 foul plays, but I think 2 foul plays is barely not enough to KO a non-Shadow Dragonite from this health. So I throw one, Actually, is it? We'll see. Do I KO it or do I not KO it? Let's see. I thought they barely hung on. No, I guess I KO. Okay, maybe that was a different battle. But anyway, in comes Escavalier. Escavalier is going to get a lot of farm against me. But yeah, that's okay because we could bring in Charizard. And, as this was going on, I was like, well, what does Escavalier have? Obviously, Drill Run, Acid Spray, Aerial Ace, Mega Horn. What can it hit us with? I guess Mega Horn would probably do a lot because it's a strong move, but we do heavily resist it. We resist the Drill Run, so I'm not going to shield that. So my opponent actually catches the Blast Burn on Gyarados, so I got to give it up for my opponent. Great catch. So, but the Blast Burn still, chips away, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Scrafty right now. My opponent is going to go ahead and throw an attack. I knew it was going to be an Aqua Tail. I'm just going to go ahead and let it go. I do have 2 shields, but I just don't really feel the need to shield right now. So I'm going to go ahead and farm up. Almost at the back-to-back foul place. I'm going to go ahead and go for 1. My opponent will let that go. And in comes Escavalier, and we could just go ahead and just get as much damage as possible onto this Escavalier. My opponent will go ahead and shield that. Makes sense. Of course, we are weak to counter, but that is totally fine because look how low we both KO each other at the same time. I actually win that game with 2 shields. Great game to my opponent. Let's go ahead and move into the next one. Charizard into Obstagoon. Okay, looking like a pretty good matchup here. Obviously, this is better than... Well, Scrafty is good against Obstagoon, but... yeah, we do resist the counters, so that's good for us. I'm going to go ahead and let this one go. Going to be a Night Slash. Yep, totally fine. Able to take it. We got to watch out for a boost. I'm just going to overfarm, throw at CMP. I believe I threw at CMP this time. So this Splash Burn going to be doing a lot, but it's not enough to KO. That's okay. I could take this one. The only thing is, my only concern here is that there's double charm in the back, because a lot of time, not a lot, but like sometimes you see Obstagoon double charm. I've seen that before. So that is a concern, and Charizard's almost good. So if it's double charm, obviously I lose. It's not, it's Kingdra. In comes Venusaur, so Kingdra switches out into Venusaur. I'm going to charge up, make sure I have enough energy for the Psychic in case they want to call the Psychic and shield it. But Frenzy Plant is going to hit me. Totally fine. I'm just going to go ahead and spam out these foul plays right now. So foul play coming out, and this is going to connect. We're going to be able to get off another foul play into the Venusaur. Just get it nice and low. Just do as much damage as possible. We could even take another Frenzy Plant. So my opponent will go ahead and throw an attack. I'm just going to let this one go. And as we know, it's going to be a Frenzy Plant, but still not enough to KO because Umbreon is such a tank. It really is. So I'm going to go ahead and go for this foul play. And doesn't KO. I switch into Scrafty to get ahead on energy. And now in comes Kingdra. And I thought I was looking pretty good. Keyword thought. But Octazooka can pull off magic. The move Octazooka because it can debuff you, right? So my opponent is going to go ahead and throw an attack. I do anticipate the Octazooka, and it is going to be an Octazooka. And we do get that double attack debuff, which is really unfortunate. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the Power Up Punch. We're going to boost our attack up a little bit. We're still -1, but we're going to be able to boost it up. We do pick up the shield. My opponent has to start shielding. I'm going to be able to get to another one. Let's see if they want to shield this one. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this Power Up Punch. My opponent does want to shield. They will be able to farm me down, but no, I switch out into Umbreon, and my opponent farms me down, and I'm like, my Charizard's low, we're trying to wing attack down, come on, no, can we count it down? We need like 2 counters. No, we cannot, so my opponent literally wins on 1 HP. Good game. Maybe if I didn't switch out the Scrafty, maybe I just stayed in there, let myself go down, maybe we would have barely won. The Scrafty could have gotten off some damage. I don't know. Good game. My opponent played that well. All right, let's move on to the next one. Charizard into Pidgeot. This is a Gust Pidgeot. So I'm going to go ahead and throw Dragon Claw. I do anticipate the bait, right, because I'm not debuffed yet. So we do throw a CMP there. My opponent is going to go ahead and throw an attack. I'm going to call the Feather Dance, and it is going to be a Feather Dance, so I am double debuffed, which is not great, but at least we got a shield. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this Blast Burn. I think I throw the Blast Burn and then switch into Umbreon. So Blast Burn, obviously debuffed, still going to do a decent amount of damage. My opponent will get to an attack. I'm just going to let it go. It's going to be a Feather Dance, so we don't want to shield that, right? And in comes Machamp. Okay, so obviously I could have Psychic. I don't, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the Last Resort. Because I'm double debuffed, doesn't really do too much. I mean, it's decent for being double debuffed, though, right? My opponent going to go ahead and throw a Cross Chop. I'm going to go ahead and let it go. Not enough to KO. I wonder if that may have been an undercharge, actually. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and throw this Last Resort. And that's totally fine. I don't get to another one. I bring in Charizard just to take... Well, actually, no, I shield it. And yeah, going to be a cross chop, but obviously Scrafty does not want to go up against that Machamp. Not at the health it's at, so we're going to go ahead and throw this Dragon Claw. And Dragon Claw will KO. And I'm going to go ahead and try to switch immediately, and I do just that. In comes Pidgeot. But this is fine because Pidgeot cannot make it to another attack. So I do farm up a lot of energy. In comes that Galarian Stunfisk again. And we're going to boost ourselves. And this is looking to be a good game. Yes, they did do a lot with Gust, but at this range, I still survive an Earthquake. I'm going to go ahead and go for this Power-Up Punch right now. Just going to keep on spamming it. My opponent not wanting to shield. I do decide to shield this. It's going to be a Rock Slide bait. It's a good bait. I probably should have let it go because I still live in Earthquake. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and throw this Power-Up Punch. And my opponent will get off the Earthquake, but again, I do live it. So it was a good bait by the opponent, but I still live the Earthquake. Scrafty is really tanky in the Ultra League. So good game to my opponent. So well played to them. Yeah, let's go ahead and move into the next battle. So we do have Charizard into Talonflame. Okay, pretty interesting, pretty interesting. My opponent switches immediately into Dragonite, so I'm going to play it the same way. I'm going to throw the Dragon Claw and then pivot out into Umbreon. They know it's going to be a Dragon Claw. Let's see what they want to do. My opponent will shield. This is a Shadow as well. So Shadow obviously doing more damage. So they might throw the Superpower immediately. I still think I live a Superpower, so I'm going to let it go. And my opponent does throw the Superpower, and I do live it. But they actually have two moves. This is a Dragon Claw. So I'm going to go ahead and shield this one. And I'm going to be able to get off a Last Resort. See if my opponent wants to shield this one up or not. And they do not. And I'm going to continue to farm. Throw another one. If they shield this, I think they could Dragon Breath me down. But they don't. So they let it go. Talonflame coming in. Talonflame going for the farm down there. And they'll be able to get it. But I do get off a last second foul play. So we'll take that damage. Scrafty doesn't really want to meet Talonflame. Not at that health. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in Charizard. Could be a Brave Bird. I am anticipating the Brave Bird. So I do go ahead and shield. And it is a Brave Bird. So good shield by me. In comes another Dragon, kommo-o. So double Dragon. Nice team by the opponent. I really like it. So I go for the Dragon Claw. And my wing attacks are super effective as well. And I'm going to go ahead and catch a Dragon Claw on Scrafty. So I'm going to be able to catch this Dragon Claw on Scrafty. And yeah, so obviously they were not going to throw the close combat. But now I am anticipating the close combat. But it actually is not a close combat. It's another Dragon Claw. Maybe they want to get farmed with Talonflame. But I'm too healthy to farm down, right? I would say I'm too healthy to farm down because we have two foul plays. So I'm going to go ahead and throw one foul play right now. And I'm going to throw another foul play. They do get an Incinerate, but at least we get off this foul play. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I left with a Dragon Claw, if not very close. But my opponent just lets it go, and that is going to be a good game, very well played to my opponent there. And we're going to be able to take that one. Let's go ahead and move into the next battle. We do have Charizard into Gliscor. Okay. So we know they're not going to throw Earthquake. We know they're going to throw Night Slash. So Night Slash is coming out right now into the Charizard. The wing attacks and Night Slash, I mean, they're all adding up, right? Charizard is really glassy. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the Blast Bird at the next CMP tie. So this is a CMP tie. My opponent does not shield, which is really nice. My alarm goes off as I remember that. So Night Slash is going to connect, but we're still going to be able to take that matchup. But in comes Charizard, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this attack right now. This Blast Bird. And I'm going to go ahead and switch into Umbreon. Umbreon can just take these Blast Birds. It's so tanky. So I'm going to just be able to take this attack all day long. Not all day long, but we can take a couple of them. We could take two of them. That's how tanky Umbreon is. Even better if you have the Hundo and if you have it Best Buddy equipped, right? So my opponent will get off another attack. I let it go. It's actually a Dragon Claw. I guess they couldn't make it to a Blast Burn, but it's just going to be a Dragon Claw. And I do farm down. In comes Obstagoon. That's great for my Scrafty. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Last Resort right now. So this Last Resort is going to connect. And can we get to another one? Come on. Barely able to get to another one, but my opponent catches a Gliscor. But I'm totally cool with that because we have a Scrafty in the back. So it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. So I'm going to switch into Scrafty right now. My opponent will throw an attack. I do go ahead and shield it. It's going to be a Night Slash. I think this Obstagoon has Night Slash and Obstruct. If I'm not mistaken. They're going to throw another attack. This one I'll let go. This one I was thinking it was going to be a Crush Chop, but it's actually an Obstruct, so that's when I learned it had obstructs, I'm like, this game is over. Even if it had crush top, it was still over. But my opponent is going to play it out. Total respect, right? But we're going to be able to count it down, and that is going to be a great game, very well played to all of my opponents. And I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.